Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, I welcome all of you to our coaching call number 26. So, in this call, first of all, I will revise program governance domain that we have covered, and then we will solve the questions of this domain. So, from the conceptual point of view, program governance is actually monitoring and control. It governs how your program will be organized, how it will be managed. It's like a bird eye view that I told you before. So looking from the top, how each and everything will be developed. In this domain, we have three major activities which are going on: governance practices, governance roles, and governance design and implementation. So the main focus is on governance practices, and the main output that we are getting from this domain is program governance plan. Okay. So let's revise this chapter from my master sheet. It comprises everybody can see my screen. This purple one, program
Yes,
governance.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
It comprises the framework, functions, and processes by which a program is monitored, managed, and supported to meet the organizational, strategic, and operational goals. We are looking from top to bottom, portfolio to program to projects. It has five activities that can be done here: governance policies and practices, governance oversight and support, governance control, governance integration, and governance decision making. When we go from bottom to up, from project to programs to portfolio, we have performance reports, change requests, escalated issues and risks, benefits, capability delivery, product or service. So we have benefits in terms of program to portfolio, and we have product or service from project to programs. So only just remember these things. Then what is effective program governance? Goals of the program remain aligned with the strategic vision, operational capabilities, and resource commitments of sponsoring organization. So here you will see the word of strategic alignment, alignment with organization goals and objectives much, because ultimately governance means our program remains in alignment with the strategic objectives and organizational policies and everything. Approving, endorsing, and initiating the program and secure funding, establish clear, well understood contract agreements, facilitating the engagement of program stakeholders, communicating and addressing the program risks, uncertainties, opportunities, and issues, using review types like phase gate reviews, other decision points, and periodic health checks. In the phase gate review, we make a decision whether we should go to the next step or not, whether our this phase is finished, is accepted, and we should can go to the next step. Whereas in the periodic health checks, it's only a check, and we don't make any decisions in that. Just to see that our program is on line and it is following, it is progressing. Just to check the progress of our program. Assess the viability of the organization's strategic plan, selecting, endorsing, and enabling the pursuit of program components. Whatever will be our components will be endorsed and enabled here. Making decisions to transition between phases, terminate or close the program is also a part of the governance. And the program within the portfolio is likely to be governed with the framework of the portfolio. This is same thing. Then we have program governance practices. Hello, Tasin. Welcome. We just started, so you can continue from here. Program governance plan. This is the main output that we are getting in this chapter or in this domain. It describes the systems and methods to be used to monitor, manage, and support a given program. Describes responsibilities of specific roles for ensuring the timely and effective use of the systems. It may be modified as appropriate. This is common in every plan. Every plan can be updated and modified. It describes the structure and composition of the group of governance participants, because we are, as we said, we have governance practices and then we have governance roles. Define who will have accountability and authority concerning the key decision making categories and responsibility boundaries. Define roles and responsibilities of key stakeholders. It contains a schedule of anticipated program related governance meetings. So this plan will have this forecast of the meetings that are being planned. It serves to influence the program management plan. defining the program's requirements for governance, interactions and review, dependencies, assumptions and constraints, benefits, performance metrics, support services, and stakeholder engagement. Governance, which could be at the organizational, portfolio, or program level, and here we are talking about the governance at the program level only. So, in the option like yesterday we had, in which he is asking about any portfolio level thing, so that will is not covered in our domain. We are only focused on governance at the program level. It establishes the minimum acceptable criteria for a successful program and the methods by which those criteria will be measured, communicated, and endorsed. Escalation processes operates at two levels, within the program and outside the program. Governors may establish program risk thresholds for adherence within the program, and program quality governance, it is performed at the component level and is therefore governed at that level. So this only you have to keep in mind about the quality governance, which is at the component level. Minimum quality criteria and standards to be applied to all components. Minimum requirements for quality planning, quality assurance, and quality control. Program level activities and roles and responsibilities for program level QA/QC activities. Then we have a change governance. Steering committee is responsible for defining the types of changes that the program manager would be independently authorized to approve. A record of the proposed change, its logic is rational, and its outcome is maintained by the program team. Then we have program governance reviews, in which we endorses the reviews of program at key decision points. Key decision points occur at the end of the program phases. This is very important. Phase gate reviews are reviews at the end of a phase in which a decision is made to continue to the next phase, to continue with the modification, or to end a program or the program component. So this is all part of the phase gate review. Governance endorses decision point reviews and their specific objectives. Fulfillment of criteria for exiting the preceding phase and entering the succeeded phase is also the phase gate review. And decision point reviews may result in the termination of a program if we see that the program is no longer aligned with the strategic objectives, or we are not getting the benefits or the values that we are required to have. Then we can also terminate the program. Program periodic health checks, they are held between decision point reviews assessing a program's ongoing performance and progress towards the realization and sustainment of benefits. Program component initiation and transition. Steering committee approval is required prior to the initiation of individual components. And remember that the components will come in the program delivery phase. And as we said, we have program definition phase, program delivery phase, and program closure phase. So remember in mind, whenever we talk about the component, it means from the life cycle point of view, we are in the program delivery phase. Okay, this is very important because this concept will be used in the life cycle domain also. Upon initiation of a new component, all program level documentation and records dealing with the components should be updated to reflect any changes to the affected components. So because program itself is nothing but it consists of multiple components. So whenever the component will change, ultimately it will be affected in the program level thing also. Approval is required for the transition and closure of an individual program component. This approval is normally from the program steering committee. Program closure, steering committee reviews and make decisions on recommendations for the closure of the program. Regardless of the cause of termination, closure procedures should be implemented. Final program report is approved by the governance participants during closure. So this final program report will also come in the program activities thing. But here just keep in mind that whenever we are going to close the program, we have to make the program final report. Program governance roles, the 5 major roles that we have are sponsor, program steering committee, program management office, program manager, and project manager. This we have covered in the stakeholder chapter, so I will not revise it here. But just keep in mind in the question, whenever he asks you about anyone who has authority to approve the things, approve the phases, make decisions when we go from one phase to transit to another phase, it's all from the steering committee. Sponsor can be the chairperson of the steering committee. Whenever he talks to you about the approval things or initiation things, something like things, the answer would be the steering committee or the governance board. Operational manager is responsible for receiving and integrating the capabilities delivered by other program components for achieving desired organizational benefits. Then the last topic is program governance design and implementation. Governance begins with the identification of governance participants and the establishment of governance practices. Sponsor organization is same legislative environment, decision making hierarchy, alignment with portfolio and organizational governance. This all we have to keep in mind. Then we have a program delivery. Regular delivery of benefits requires constant change in the operations of the organization, and the governance to manage this change is critical throughout the life cycle. Contracting, making legal agreements, different types of agreements, risk of failure, strategic importance, and program funding structure. This is just the design and implementation, nothing to worry about. Once program governance is designed and implemented, exercise mechanisms to assess its effectiveness and to continually improve and optimize it. Okay, so Rami, as you are new to this class, I will just explain you something. The one is the standard for program management. Okay, this we have already covered in the first part here. And another key point is exam content outline, which is known as ECO. So actually in the exam, we have to cover the standard also and also the ECO. Okay, so I will share with you the exam content outline handbook also. Then I will explain you in a separate class how we have to read it, how we have to cover it. But when we are preparing for the exam, we have to cover both the content of the standard and also this is the standard, the green one that you have, and this is the exam content outline. So this eco is also containing the 5 domains. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So because as we are covering this coaching call, so I am covering the complete governance topic, both from the book standard and also from the eco. And then when we go to the questions, because in the exam you will never know from where the question is coming, but principally the PgMP exam is based on exam content outline. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so these are the different tasks in exam content outline of domain 5, which is governance from the eco. Task 1. Rajan, please read task 1.
Develop program and project management standards and structure using industry best practices and organization standards to drive efficiency and consistency among projects and deliver program objectives.
So he can ask you that you have to make a program and project management standards. So we have to use organizational standards and industry best practices. Pragna, please read task 2.
Governance model structure that confirms program practices with the organization's governance structure to deliver program objectives consistent with organizational governance requirements.
So here the keyword is governance model structure, and the answer would be when we have to deliver program objectives consistent with the organizational governance requirements. So one thing you have to keep in mind, whatever we do at the program level, whether it is program objectives or goals, it has to be consistent with our strategic alignments, organizational governance requirements, organizational goals and objectives. Consider organizations at the top and program is under it. So whatever we will be doing at the program level must be consistent, must be in align with the strategies of the organizations and everything. We cannot do anything out of that context. This is a word which will be used very often in this domain. And Tessin reads task 3.
Yes, sir. Obtain authorization and approval through a stage gate review to proceed to the next phase of the program.
So once he will ask you here, he will say approval through health checks to different things. No, but whenever you have to go to the next step, you have to get approval through the stage gate review.
Yes.
Rami, please read task 4.
Evaluate key performance indicators to monitor benefits throughout the program life cycle.
So it means that whenever we have to monitor the benefits, so he will confuse you here from the benefit register, benefit management plan. But we have here the general concept is that KPIs or key performance indicators are to be evaluated to monitor the benefits throughout the program life cycle. So it means that at any stage of the program, if I have to see whether the programs are being met or not, I will refer to the key performance indicators. This is most important program management information system to manage program information and communicate status to the stakeholders. Rami, you were saying something?
No, KPI, it can be considered also the success measures of the program, right?
Your voice is not clear. Can you repeat?
I mean, the can be considered as success measures of the program itself, the
Yes,
KPI, right?
success measures or metrics criteria, success factors are actually key performance indicators, KPIs. PMIS, Program Management Information System to manage the program information and communicate status to the stakeholders. Task is regularly evaluate new and existing risks that impact the strategic objectives to present an updated risk management plan to the governance board for approval. So whenever he talks to you about the risk, how you will handle any type of risk, schedule risk, cost risk, quality risk, the answer would be the risk management plan. Here he is talking you about evaluating new and existing risks. So the risk will go to the risk register, but for approval we need to get the risk management plan. We have to present risk management plan to the governance board for the approval. Task 7, Rajan, please read.
Establish escalation policies and procedures to ensure risks are handled at the appropriate level.
So whenever he talks about appropriate level, we don't know whether we are at the program level, portfolio level, or the project level. So in general, the answer would be escalation policies and procedures. Pregnant task 8.
Develop an information repository containing lessons learned, processes, and documentation contributes to support organizational best practices.
Repository means database. So information database or repository is the thing which contains lesson learned, processes, and documentation to support the organization. Tessin task 9.
So, apply lesson learned to support and influence existing and future programs or organizational improvement.
So the key point here is lesson learned is used for existing and future both programs, not only the future programs. Monitor the business environment, program functionality, requirements, and benefit realization to ensure the program remains aligned with the strategic objectives. So it's again the same word. Here is also alignment with the program strategic objectives. Here is also alignment with the program strategic objectives. Rami, please read task 11.
Program integration management plan to ensure operational alignment with the program strategic objectives.
So whenever it talks you about integration management plan, it means we are ensuring operational alignment with the program strategic objectives. Is it clear to everyone? Any question in this thing?
No.
This is the life cycle overlapping with this domain. We have a program life cycle, program definition phase, which has program formulation subphase and program planning subphase. Then comes the program delivery phase, in which we are talking about the components. Then we have a program closure phase. When I overlapped the governance domain with it, we have governance practices. Here we get the governance program governance plan. Then we have governance roles, which are mostly the 5: program manager, program PMO, steering committee, project manager, and sponsor. And governance design and implementation is throughout the program lifecycle. Rami, anything which is not clear till now? This lifecycle is clear to you, right?
Yeah, clear, very clear.
Okay, good. So let's do some questions. And Rami, here you can see my screen with the question number 183.
We are not seeing
Not
it.
yet.
No.
Wait. Now, question number 183.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So the rule is that Rami, for you, well, I will start the timer here. Okay. And you read the question, and whatever you feel is the correct answer, you have to put in the chat box.
Okay.
Okay. Then after that, once the time is finished, then we will discuss what is the answer. We have five people, but six answers.
Sorry, that was me, Abdulji, sir. I get it.
Yasim, please read the question.
Yes, sir. You have been assigned as a program manager in the organization. How will you develop program and project management standards and a structure in order to drive efficiency and consistency among project and deliver program objectives? So the option is A, using industry best practices, B, using organizational standards, C, using industry best practices and organizational standard, D, using organizational goals and objectives. So we have to set here the program and project management standards.
Yes.
So the keyword is here is to develop program and project management standards. So according to ECO, that should be industry best practices, not as per organizational standard or goals and objectives. So
Okay, wait. Wait a moment. Yasin, can you see my screen?
yes, sir.
Now read task 1.
Develop program and project management standards and a structure, governance tools, finance, and reporting using industry best practices and organizational standard in order to drive efficiency and consistency among project and deliver program objectives.
So what will be the answer
Yeah,
now?
so organizational standard also we have to consider.
Yes.
So that should be C. I think
Yes.
C was there.
C is the complete answer. Is it clear? So I intentionally made this in two parts to make you understand that once some question will give you half, but other option will give you the complete answer. So if in case we click A or B, it will be wrong because C is already there, which covers both options. Is it clear, Rajan?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. 184. Okay, so here the question is, which structure should be selected that conforms program activities with the organization's governance structure in order to deliver program objectives consistent with organizational governance requirements. So to here the key word or the indications he is giving you is governance, organizational governance and the program governance. So in this case, the correct answer is B, which is governance model structure that conforms the program activities with organization's governance structure in order to deliver the objectives. So everybody gave the correct answer. So that is correct. B is the correct answer in question number 184. Good. 185. Rami, please read the question.
You have been assigned as a program manager in the organization. The program consists of three component projects. Authorization and approval is required from the government authorities in order to proceed to the next phase of the program. How are these approvals obtained? Shall be through stage gate review, as per what we talked before.
What is the keyword here in the question?
The keyword is phase of the program. Any phase from phase to another phase inside the
Yes.
program, you have to go through stage gate review.
Right. Perfect. So, and just for the information, stage gate review is same as phase gate review. Okay. So, because in the standard he has used phase gate review, in eco he has used stage gate review. So both are the same things. So the correct answer is D. 186.
D يا زلمة D.
Yes, D was the right answer in the previous question. Stage gate reviews. So this is a question. The program consists of three component projects. What has to be evaluated in order to monitor the benefits throughout the program life cycle? So here remember one thing, if he talks to you about how will you record the program progress, or in which document will you record the program progress in order to see which benefits have been delivered and which have uh, uh, not to be completed, then in that case it's a benefit register. It's coming from the benefit domain. In benefit register we are updating the program status. Here he is asking you about program consists of what has to be evaluated in order to monitor the benefits throughout the program life cycle. So it's a general question. He is not asking you about any document. He is only asking you how you will evaluate something. So that is the key performance indicators. So the correct answer here is C. Key performance indicators. Okay, Rami. Here, this is what we studied in ECO just now. What has to be evaluated? KPIs have to be evaluated in order to monitor the benefits throughout the program life cycle, not the benefit management plan. Okay, good. 187. Yasin sir, read the question.
Yes, sir. You have been assigned as a program manager in the organization. The program consists of three component projects, 10 stakeholders, and 15 communication channels among the stakeholders. What should be,
Yasin sir, only one thing. You know, you remember what we said? Read the last line first. So as
yes, sorry.
so please always, we have to practice this also here, that whenever we read the question, we should read the last line first and try to get what he's trying to ask, then read the
Yes.
options and then we go up. Okay, so please follow, everybody please follow this procedure, so it will help you a lot in the real exam also, because in the first two
What
three lines
should,
is only a story. So read the last
yes,
line
sir.
first.
What should be developed and integrate different processes in order to manage program information and communicate status to stakeholders. So you have been assigned as a program manager in the organization. The program consists of three component projects, 10 stakeholders, and 15 communication channels among the stakeholders. What should be developed and integrate different processes in order to manage program information and communicate status to stakeholder. So option A is program management information system, program integrate management system, program governance plan, program communication management plan. So we have different channels, different processes in order to manage program information. So that should be PMIS, so
Okay, so
program management information.
yes, so
Yes,
the key word here is that we have to
diff.
manage the program information. So whenever he talks to you about managing the information, it will be PMIS. However, if he will ask you that what should you use to only communicate the status to stakeholders, for example, when he's talking about only the
Then
communication, then will be communication
then it
management plan.
communication management plan.
Yes, so the
Yes.
head we have to keep in mind, because this PMIS and we have one integration management plan that will come later, is only one time written in the whole course content. So surely you will get the questions. And here we have to focus on managing the program information. That is a good trick here. Okay, so the trick here is that in every question, Rami, we have to look for the keyword, because this is a complete story. But if we catch the keyword, what he's trying to ask, then only we can give the correct answer. Okay, like we caught here, we have to see how do you manage the program information, and that will be through PMIS. 188. Rajan, read the question.
Yeah, you should regularly evaluate new and existing risks that impact strategic objectives in order to present and update for which document to governance board for approval. You've been assigned as a program manager in the organization.
And sorry, the best approach is that read the last line first and also go through the options A, B, C, D. So you get the idea what is in the answer. Then we go up to read the question again. Okay. So here, for example, I would read it like this: you should regularly evaluate new and existing risks that impact strategic objectives in order to present an update of which document to the governance board. Benefit register is not possible. I can eliminate it immediately. Risk management plan is possible because the risk is here and he's talking me about the risk. Risk register is possible because here is risk. And there is benefit management plan. So first thing I will get to know that he is talking only about risk and benefits. Okay, so I have limited my thinking only to two points, risk and benefit. But in the last line, I think that risk is more relevant than benefit. Then you go and read the complete question. Then I will see, okay, you have been assigned as a program manager in the organization. Program consists of three components. Okay, this is only a story, nothing to worry me about. Then only question is that you should regularly evaluate new and existing risks that impair strategic objectives. So it means there is no talk about the benefits in the whole question. So A and D are eliminated. So I have to look for either risk management plan or risk register. Then I will see, okay, in order to present an update of which document to the governance board for approval, if we have to present something to the approval, there's a plan, so it will be risk management plan. So answer is B. Okay, so when you, in every question now, because Pragnia, you and Rajan, everybody, you will be starting the mocks from next week. So just focus on this formula. Read the last line first, quickly go through the options, try to eliminate and try to limit your thinking for that question to the particular things. Then you read the question completely one time. But remember in mind, even if you are sure after reading the last line that this is the answer, don't rush to that answer. You can tick it, but at least read the complete question one time. Okay, don't guess directly, because I told you there will be a lot of questions that you feel is very easy, is very simple, but in any case, at least we have to read the whole question at least one time. Is it clear to everyone? This is very important. Read the
Yes.
last line first, go through the options, limit your thinking, then at least read the whole question, then only give the final answer. Okay, so in this case, the correct answer is B. So from the next question, please follow this approach, and then we see how we are eliminating it. 189. Pragnya, please read the question.
What should be established in order to ensure risks are handled at the appropriate level? Escalation policies, procedures, risk management, risk register, program management plan. You have been assigned as a program manager in the organization. The program consists of 5 component projects and 2 subsidiary projects. What should be established in order to ensure risks are handled at appropriate level? So, so he's coming from Eco Abdulji. So I will
Mhm.
go with answer A.
And what is the keyword here?
Um, to what should be established into ensure risks are handled at appropriate level.
So the keyword is
In order
risk,
to
and other
yeah,
is the appropriate level.
appropriate.
So, and Rami, as we said, that we don't know at which level we are operating. So whenever he talks to you about the appropriate level, the answer would be escalation policies and procedures, not the risk management plan, because risk management plan can be a program risk management plan, can be project risk management plan. So if it talks to you only about what should be established in order to ensure that you are managing the program risks properly, or you are handling the program risks properly, or you are handling the project risk properly, or you are documenting your risk properly, that is a risk management plan. Okay, or if we say that you have identified a risk in your program and you have to know how will you handle this risk, then it's a risk management plan. But here the keyword is appropriate level. We don't know at which level we are operating. So in this case, the answer would be the escalation policies and procedures. Okay, good. 190. Yes, Hisa, please read the question.
Yes, sir. What should be developed and that contains program related lesson learns, processes, and documentation contributions in order to support organizational best practices. Option A, program management information system, information repository, issue register, final program report. You have been assigned as a program manager in the organization. The program consists of 5 components, projects, and 2 subsidiary programs. What should be developed that contains program-related learned, processes, and documentation contribution in order to support organizational best practices. So the option is B. Uh, issue, First, we will go through this one. Program management information system only give the ongoing program status and communication channels. So it should not be.
Yes.
It will be eliminated. Issue register only talk about issues. And final program reports also contains the completed program final status. That's the only thing.
Yes.
But here the question is asking is program related lesson learned, process, documentation, contribution. All those things it comes under information repository.
Right.
So
Good.
that is the database.
Right. Correct. So correct answer is B. 191. I will explain you this question. It's a very simple and easy question, but the thing is that the lesson learned are to be identified and applied in order to support and influence which of the following: future programs, existing and future programs, and issue log. So in these options, we have to be very careful that it now see you see C includes both A and B. So in the exam, he will not ask you about. The point is that it means we have to be very careful in selecting the option. It means the complete answer, but it doesn't mean that every time which is longer is the correct answer. I can write here future programs, past programs, existing and past programs, issue log, for example. So in their case, the answer would be future programs. You know what I want to say here, Rajan? Are you getting my point? If I write here future programs, past programs, existing and past programs, so in that case, answer would be A, future programs.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are the things that we have to be very, because PMI has a limited content that he will ask you, but only with this proper understanding and eye-catching things, we have to be very careful. Apparently, it's very easy questions. You will get minimum 30 to 40%, which are very straightforward, very easy questions. But in that thing, only we have to make sure we read the options properly. We don't get in a hurry and then completely understand the option and then we click the answer. So in this case, as it is future programs is relevant, existing is relevant, but existing and future programs is the best answer because it covers the complete answer and D is not applicable. So correct answer here is C. 192. Rami, please read the question. We cannot hear you. Okay, Pragnya, can you read?
Yeah,
Yes.
sir. Yeah.
Go ahead, Ramesh.
Yeah. You have been assigned as a program manager in the organization. You will monitor the business environment, program functionality requirements, and benefits realization in order to ensure the program remains aligned with which of the following: organizational governance requirements, business management plan, business case, and strategic objectives. Here we have two options to think about: A and D.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, if available, the governance requirements show if we apply the organizational governance requirements already will guide us to the strategic objectives. Yani I mean if we go through A, we will receive D. But D, both of them are right. But A, I think, in my belief, that if we will follow the requirements, governance requirements, we will reach D, yani second as a second
Okay, as a mandatory. Yes, your concept is right, but here we have to understand in the PMI when he is talking about alignment, it has to be with the strategic objectives. We have to be very specific. From broad perspective, your understanding is correct. Organization is at the top, and then we get the strategic objectives. But remember, as I told you before, for example, if he gives you the answer program definition, and also we have program formulation surface and program planning surface. So the correct answer will be the program formulation surface. We are below the hierarchy. So in this case, whenever he asks you about alignment, it is always with the strategic objectives. Although
yes.
strategic objectives are derived from organizational requirement, that is clear. But whenever he talks to you about alignment, it is always with the strategic objectives. So the correct answer will be D in this case. Okay.
Okay.
So last question for today. Rajan, please read the question.
What will be developed and supported in order to ensure operational alignment with program strategic objectives? Program integration management plan, benefit acquisition plan, benefit sustainment plan, program governance plan. You have been assigned as a program manager in the organization. What will be developed and supported in order to ensure operational alignment with program strategic objectives? So, we have got program integration management plan is what.
Yes, you see here why I have put here transition plan and sustainment plan, because in the benefit sustainment plan, benefit transition plan, we are talking about transition from project to operations. You remember, Rajan, we gave the keyword of transition for operation. That's why I put here transition. But here and sustainment, Rami, if he says you about to ensure that the program continue to deliver its intended benefits in the operation cycle or after the project is completed, then it is a benefit sustainment plan. But here the sustainment plan will never tell you that your benefits or something is aligned with the program strategic objectives, because sustainment plan will be working for the benefit sustainment activities which is beyond the program life cycle. Okay, so in this case, sustainment means whatever is there should be of continued realization. But the key point here is that what we have to make sure that it is ensure operational alignment with program strategic objectives. Whatever is operational alignment is alignment with my program strategic objectives. So that correct answer is A. program integration management plan and not any other answer. Okay. So are these questions clear to everyone today? It was a very straightforward questions, but very, very important. And actually, in the real exam, you will get normally 2 to 3 line questions. That's why I changed some format here. So it's not always the complete stories we have to read, but the key concept, please read the last line first. This is very, very helpful, saving you the time. Read the options first, limit your thinking to that options, and then read the whole question, then give the correct answer. Okay. So in this way, we covered the program governance topic in this coaching call. So thank you very much, and we see in the next coaching call.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.